Well, hey, welcome to this 4 session process. If we haven't met, I'm Elliot, and I'll be kind of leading through these videos alongside the person who's leading in person here. The purpose of these 4 sessions is for us as believers and leaders to engage with people in new ways. And in fact, some of these ways are going to be really simple practices. The goal of this is for us to have interactions with people in our everyday lives, whether it's a neighbor, a coworker, a classmate, or maybe it's even the person at a Menards or at a gas station. God invites us to live in harmony with people. And I'm going to be really focusing on Romans 12 for these 4 sessions. And we're not going to get to Romans 12 until session 3. But what I want each one of us to walk away with, me included, is to continue to be aware that God is active. He's going before us, and He is going with us, and He's going ahead of us. So that means God is already working in the lives of people. God is working in the lives of us, and He's working in the moment, and He's working in the moments after. Because I know for me, there's times when I interact with people and I'm wondering, God, what's next? Like, what are you doing next? We might not see what God is doing next, but the person we interact with will. The person we interact with will experience God long after us. And we have to trust that process, and that can be really challenging. And so we got to kind of change our own personal narrative. We have to change the narrative of others, and we have to remember that God is faithful, that God is going to continue to work in the lives of those we interact with, and He's already working. So what I want us to engage in conversations in partners and in small group and in large group is to see what God's doing and to reflect on that. And the structure of each session is we're going to kind of introduce it just a little bit, and then we're going to dwell in the Word. And dwelling in the Word is an ancient practice brought into this modern world. And maybe it might be new for you, or you might have done this in the past. But what it is we will read a section of Scripture, and we'll take some silence in between reading, because we'll read it twice. And what we'll do is each time we read it, we'll pause, reflect, we'll think about 3 questions. What seems important to you in the passage? What questions does the text raise? And what might God be saying to us in the text? And what God might be saying to you in the text. So again, dwelling in the Word, it's a simple practice. And it does take some silence. And silence can feel really uncomfortable at times. So there might be moments of silence after the Scripture that feels uncomfortable. Maybe you cough, maybe your stomach makes a growl. That's okay. What we want to focus on is what is God speaking to us? And what questions you might have, and what seems important. And then after dwelling in the Word, what we'll do is we'll go into some partner sharing. I want you to listen to what your partner says. And when you're listening to the partner, I really want you to hold back from correcting them or saying, oh, really, is that what God's saying? I want you to just simply hear them so that you can repeat what they have shared. And do your very best not to go, oh, yeah, I've been there too. I want to share my story with that. Try to just listen to the person, to what they're saying, so that you can retell it to a small group. So after you do some partner shares, we'll go into a large group share. And what we're going to try to do is see if there's any themes in questions, or themes in what God might be saying, or themes in what seems important. And then we'll talk about it just a little bit, reflect on it. And then we'll go, some sessions will have a video. Some sessions will just have my video as well. And then we will have some practice for you to take home with. So at the end of each session, there'll be 2 action steps for you. One is simply writing something out in response to the session. And the second one is a conversation or a practice with another person. And what I want you to do then is that following session, bring it back and we'll reflect on it, talk about it, engage in conversation so we can continue to learn from each other and with each other. Okay, so that's it for this introduction video. Stay tuned for the next session 1 video. And again, we are so grateful. Your team here and me included, are grateful that you are taking time to continue to learn who God is in your life and the lives around you. This is a huge step. Some of you might be thinking, oh man, it's not that much, but this is a step. You're taking some intentional time to learn more of who God is in your life and how you can share God with others and the good news He brings. All right, let's get ready for session 1.